Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come and run my mouth about those girls in Miami. Don't pay attention to this stain right here. It's a water. Girl, I was drinking some water, and God missed my whole mouth. I don't know how I missed my mouth, and it ended up on my jacket, but girl, the water ended up on my jacket. So there we are. Anyway, so go. Let's just talk about this. The last episode, the fourth episode. Julia and Martina. Martina has a nice body. When Martina was standing in front of the fridge, I was like, "Oh, Martina got a nice little body." And Martina, I think, is almost 70 years old. Anyways, I felt bad for Julia because she misses her kids. I know that probably has to be one of the, toughest things for people who have kids. When your kids go off to college, when your kids, one of her kids is away in college. The other one, I think, moved with her father in Paris. So, Julia is going through it. And I can completely understand. I don't have kids, but girl, I got my nieces, girl. So, I don't get it, but I get it. Um, You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like how when you know how when you hear stories of people who stay together for the kids. We gonna stay together for the kids. We have kids. We don't want to break up the family unit and you know how people do it all the time. They stay in marriages or relationships because they have kids. It sounds like somebody stuck around for the kids because now Julia made a comment saying, "I don't want to be in a house alone with Martina by ourselves." Girl, where? And I keep forgetting that Martina has been in these kids' lives since they were little girls. So Martina is like, I keep thinking that Martina. I don't know. I keep thinking Martina and Julia just got together, and they've been together for a very long time. Since those kids were, since her kids were, pretty much like babies, toddlers. Um, I think one of them was a baby because I think one of them is just only 15 or 16. And I think Julia and Martina have been together for like 15 years, right? They've been together a long time. Um, it just sounds like I don't know if the relationship has ran its course or what, but if Julia, Julia, like I don't want to be in a house with her. I don't. It's a little. It's a little girl. I was around. I stayed with this person because of the kids. And that's why I tell y'all all the time, you have to be real careful when you decide to stay in marriages and relationships for the kids because believe it or not, unless you just got a sorry child that you raised, we're going to leave the nest. And now you stuck in this house with this lady who you really don't even want to be around, quiet as is kept. I don't know what Julia and Martina are gonna do. Um, Martina was cooking, I think, Julia some breakfast. Girl, girl, I said, what type of egg? Girl, I said, is that a T-Rex egg? Girl, that was the biggest egg I have ever seen in my life. Girl, I think it's about to hatch. Girl, that look like a baby. Girl, a chicken is about to pop out of there. Girl, I said, girl, I'm not eating that. That egg is too big. Girl, that egg is too big. Um, Julia says she's bored also. See, this is the thing with Julia. Julia, you need to get you some business. I hate to sound mean, but have you noticed from even Married to Medicine with Toya over down to Miami, it's usually the housewives that are always complaining about their husbands or partner, whoever, not being there. You're always gone. You're always at work. I'm bored. But it's always them because they ain't got no job. They ain't doing nothing. Like, Julia needs to get her some business. Because as much as you love that farm, those animals don't talk back to you. She's already said that. We know that, girl. She ain't got to tell us, girl. This ain't Charlotte's Web, okay? But Julia needs to get her some business. I think it's a good idea that she is trying to get back into modeling. I think that's a great idea. But she's complaining about Martina always gone, always traveling. I guess she's gone for work and that she's out there and she's bored. I mean, she already doesn't really want to be at Miami Beach anyways. And now the kids are gone, right? And then you're always gone for work and now I'm here. Girl, Julia, you're going to have to get her some business. Because if Julia was just as busy as Martina, then, that will probably help take away some of the fact that she's bored. Now, I guess the next problem would be, girl, you may not see each other as much if you're busy and she's busy, but girl, at least you're doing something. And then a part of me also feels like, Julia, why not just travel with Martina? But girl, she has to be there. I guess she has to take care of the farm. I don't know what Julia and Martina gonna do. Adriana. I will say this. I don't like to just refer to other people as being jealous because I feel like it's lazy. I see people do that a lot. I see that happen a lot with women and also with men and women. Like, for example, I always, anytime two women may not get along for whatever reason, somebody's going to say that somebody's jealous of each other, of the other person. And it may not even be the case. Or if a dude has conflict with a girl, whether straight or whatever, he'll say, oh, she just jealous of her. You see what I'm saying? I just feel like it's lazy in a way. Everything is not always about jealousy. Sometimes people just don't like each other, But with Adriana and Larsa, I do feel like Adriana is jealous of Larsa. I do. I think I said that last year too. I can't remember. But I know I'm saying it this year. Girl. Adriana is jealous of Larsa. I think she envies Larsa. I think she really wants to be Larsa's friend. I think that Adriana is the type of person where she hates that this woman, Larsa, pretty much moves to the beat of her own drum. And Adriana wants to do the same thing, but she's scared. She's scared of what people might say, right? So you talk about Larsa having an OnlyFans, right? But then, girl, you've made comments about you wanting to start an OnlyFans. You make comments about Larsa's butt, but now we find out in this episode, girl, you're going to get a BBL. It kind of reminds me of Nene talking about Kenya just for her to turn around. And I don't know if Kenya's butt is real or fake. A part of me think it's fake. But girl, for Nene to turn around and then go get her a little blow up booty. You know what I'm saying? It gives very much, Adriana, girl, you're a hot mess. And if I was Larsa, I still wouldn't fool with Adriana. Just let me tell you why. Adriana and Larsa we already know their relationship. And it really was because of Adriana. She's just been jealous of Larsa. Larsa, of course, told us a bold-faced lie when she said that remember at the reunion, she said that her butt was real. Everybody knows that Larsa ass ain't real. Girl, Larsa face ain't even real. Girl, quiet as it's kept. If you look at Larsa, whenever they post those old pictures of Larsa up on the screen, videos or what footage, girl, if you look at Larsa back then, compared to, I would think it was two different people. I would think it was two different people. It's a difference for you to get a little tweak, you know what I'm saying? Get a little nose job, get a little boob job. Larsa looks completely different. Anyways, so We know that Larsa lied about that BBL. We know it. It still pisses me off that she lied to our faces like that. But if you are really trying to start over with Larsa and leave the past in the past, and this is an olive branch, why would you approach this woman? Why would you approach this woman knowing that y'all already is already rocky ground and she's already told us that her BBL is real? Why would you approach her on some, girl, I want you to go with me, I want your blessing, I want to have a BBL, at least I'm being upfront about mine. That's the stuff that Adriana was saying out there on the beach. Girl. And I'm like, why is she saying? And this is exactly why Larsa don't fool with you, Adriana. Because you take little jabs. That's exactly what Adriana was doing. Anyways, child. Larsa has another business. I kind of I understood what Alexia was saying. Like, girl, every time we come around Larsa, girl, she's always talking about her business. Either it's her clothing line, that little sweater line she had last year, her jewelry line, her wine. Now it's something with some dogs or something, girl. I mean, I'm not mad at Larsa for promoting her stuff on TV. She better. Okay, she'll be a fool if she didn't. But I can also look at it from Alexia's point of view of, girl, when we come around, girl, why we just can't hang out and just have, girl time and have fun? Why it always got to be about your businesses? Do that when the camera's at your house. But when we get together, girl, we don't want to hear about that. But girl, also, girl, kind of backs up Gertie's point too. See how all this stuff come around? Girl, also backs up Gertie's point too, because when Gertie says, girl, every time I, basically deal with Alexia, it's always business, business, business. It's never, girl, let's just be sisters and hang out. So, Alexia, girl, I need you to also listen to what you're saying, sister. Because the same problem that you're having with Larsa is the issue that Gertie is having with you. Girl, when Alexia said, first of all, girl, when Adriana said that she was gonna get a BBL, girl, Alexia said, first of all, she gonna need some thighs. What she said, first of all, she needs to get herself some legs and thighs. Girl, it's not gonna look, but girl, she gonna look like a lot of girls. No tea, no shade. A lot of girls who get the BBLs, they go overboard. And the thighs don't match. You got this baby thigh and then all this ass. These baby legs and all this ass. Larsa got too much ass. That's too much ass for Larsa. Too much. And I didn't realize how much it was until the first, whatever episode it was, I can't remember. When Kiki came over, or whoever came over, girl, I can't remember who came over. When she was in her house and she had on that blue, like, workout set, the top and bottom match. I was like, and she answered the door. I was like, that's a lot of ass. And her thighs are not that big, girl, for all that ass. Nicole. Nicole is having a picnic with her mother and her son. And Nicole is having a picnic eating crabs and wine or champagne. I say, yes, ma'am. Now, yes, I'm going there. I'm going to bring up this shit every time. I say, girl, this is the type of shit I want to see, a bitch having a picnic and eating crab. Okay? Girl, we eating crabs and champagne and caviar, girl, sitting out in the middle of the other fucking grass, girl. Because when Potomac came down to Miami, they fed them hoes ham sandwiches. And gave them plastic cups. And then put them on a paddle boat. And you got Nicole sitting in the middle of you got Nicole sitting in the middle of the park, girl, eating crab and drinking wine. Yes, okay. Listen, Nicole and her dad. Let me say this. Nicole is a grown-ass woman now. Nicole is no longer a child. Clearly, Nicole still is holding on to some things that happened when she was a child, right? She mentioned in her confessional something about her father always taking her brother to the Super Bowl and never took her. So Nicole still needs to work through some things. I will say this much. Because they showed a clip of Anthony saying, I mean, girl, he called you a couple of weeks ago and you didn't answer. At this point in life, with Nicole being a grown-ass woman and the father being a grown-ass man, there's only so much the father can do, right? And I hate to sound like Nicole is not a child. Nicole is grown. There's only so much the father can do before he kind of just, kind of starts to back off the situation. Because if he calls you and you don't answer, then what do you expect him to do? You're not answering his phone calls. And your fiance is sitting here telling you, well, girl, when he calls, you don't answer. I think Nicole wants her father to chase after her. And a part of me doesn't think that that's right. I could see if Nicole was a child, right? But that's not the case. It's kind of like me. I don't have a relationship with my father at all. Cool with it, right? Not that big of, it's not a big deal at all. If my father was to try to get in contact with me or have a relationship and I was like, girl, I really don't, that's not what I'm trying to do right now. Girl, I can't then turn around and be like, girl, he's not trying to get in contact with me. He is, you just don't want to do nothing with him, right? And I feel like that's part, not all of the problem, that's part of the problem with Nicole. Your father's trying to get in contact with you, right? But you ignore his phone calls, but then you fuss about not having a relationship with him. Like you can't have it both ways. You know what I'm saying? And then clearly, maybe Nicole and her father need to go to therapy because there's things that are still bothering Nicole at her big ass age that happened when she was a child. And that's completely okay. I think that there could be some accountability on Nicole's end too. I do believe that. Nicole is going to have to let the whole you can't bring your girlfriend around. Like, girl, I could see if the girlfriend was the reason why your mama and daddy wasn't together and you didn't want that whore in your house. But other than that, I don't know why you would not want the lady in your house. And I'm going to just go ahead and say it. If you really want a relationship with your father, then if your father is saying that this person is important to me, girl, just let the girl come over for a barbecue for a couple of hours. Nicole, it's not going to kill you if your daddy brought that bitch over. It's not. Let her come. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Nicole they have to meet each other halfway at this point. Nicole is no longer a child. She's a grown-ass woman. Unless the woman has done something that I just don't know about, I don't see the reason why Nicole wouldn't want the lady to come to her house. Especially if that's what's going to get your father there, then let her come. Because you don't even know the lady might have your back. You know what I'm saying? Nicole and her husband. I think Anthony is cute. Even though I'm still trying to figure out what Anthony, I know lawyers can make a lot of money. Girl, they got a lot of money. Okay. Nicole and her husband, Anthony. Anthony showed, girl, bitch. I need Nicole to be in the middle. I'm sorry, Nicole is low key. Girl, everybody actually cool. The only one I really like is, so crazy, y'all. The person who I actually started out loving the most last year was actually Adriana. And she's the one who I like the least. Girl, Adriana is the one I like the least. I love Larsa. I love Marital. Those are probably my favorite too. I like Nicole because of like the life Nicole gives me. Like, girl, bitch, this bitch is sitting outside eating crabs, eating wine, bitch. Girl, she got a nanny sitting with her at the restaurant. This bitch done pulled up to the party in a boat. Like, yeah, this is the type of carrying on I want to see on my TV screen. Shit like this, because bitch, I can't get on the boat. Girl, I had to catch the Uber. Nicole, how you got here? Oh, girl, we just drove a little boat. A boat? How you get here, girl? I just got out the Uber, girl. Girl. I knew parking was probably going to be a headache and I ain't feel like dealing with it, so I just called me a little Uber, girl. You got her on the boat? That's the type of carry on I want to have. That's the type of shit I want to see on my TV screen. Bitches sitting in the park eating crabs and you're pulling up in boats. Just because. Girl, let's just catch the boat. Let's just catch a little boat there. A little yang yang. Who's hold? Oh, so they start talking about the guy that Adriana is talking to. She wants to know who told you that he was married. You could tell Alexia was either she wasn't lying, but you could tell she didn't want to say. Because I was like, girl, why is she acting like that? She was kind of like very much, no, just a friend. Yeah, like just a friend. And then Adriana say it was Marital, huh? And then Alexia was like, yeah, it was. I like the fact these bitches don't lie. Look, listen. I'm not gonna tell your secret, but bitch, I'm not supposed to be lying on these cameras. Now, it's one thing. It's one thing for me to lie when the camera. I'm not gonna be known as a liar on the TV show. So, bitch, if they ask me who said it, bitch, sister and all, girl. Did Marisol say it, girl? Yes, she said it, child. I tried my hardest not to throw your name in there, but girl, once she asked, girl, I had to let it out the bag, girl. Alexia and Nicole, they have a conversation. Basically, Alexia says something along the lines of, our parents basically fuck us up. And then sometimes we turn around and fuck our kids up and we have to try to break that, cycle. Because Nicole was saying how her mother says that she has ways just like her father too, right? Larsa dating. She hasn't met a guy that's all of that. One thing I don't like about Larsa? I love the fact that Larsa is doing her own thing, but Larsa, girl, some advice I would give to you, girl. Can you? The thing that Larsa says she's not dating, I don't know what Larsa's definition of dating is, but girl, every time we look up Larsa, girl, you are like walking down the street holding hands with some man, walking in the club with Michael Jordan's son, walking down the street with somebody's, estranged husband. Like, girl, that's the only thing I don't like about Larsa. Girl, I'm not saying Larsa can't have her fun, but girl, I'm not supposed to be. I'm not trying to say. Girl, I guess I'm trying to say, Larsa, girl, stop being seen with these men. If you know that, girl, y'all, it's really not that, girl, I'm not supposed to be walking through the mall with you. I'm not about to be walking, down the street with you, girl. No. Now we can do what we gonna do behind closed doors, but in public, girl, no. Especially if I know it's nothing like that. I don't know, child. Martina threatened to leave Julia. She's not affectionate. I mean, girl, this is the thing, right? I will say this much. And y'all know I'm not the relationship person. But, I will say that in relationships, I do feel as though if you're going to be committed to one another, you have to be willing to go through this journey with each other. And you have to also keep an open mind and be realistic. That, girl, as you grow older, you also change. And some ways people just have that they're set in, and some, things can change. Some people, believe it or not, I don't really come from like this affectionate family. So even if I got into a relationship, I don't know how affectionate I would be because that's just not how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? So it may come across as, it probably could come across as cold. I don't know, girl. But you know, when you in love and all that stuff, girl, you want to touch on each other and rub on each other. But girl, you know, Julia is not really an affectionate person, and that is something that Martina wants. But girl, if Julia ain't giving it to you at her big ass age now, then girl, she probably not gonna give it to you. I still don't think that that's a reason to end a relationship. It sounds like they have deeper problems than that. Like, girl, when Julia said, "Girl, I gotta be in this house with this lady, just ourselves," I was like, "Okay, girl, that's some shit right there." I'm like, "Ooh, girl." Everything is not a relationship ender. If you're willing to be committed to one another, excuse me, and know that, girl, we're gonna grow and change. And if the relationship is not toxic within those changes, then, girl, I don't, you just have to be realistic in relationships. I think sometimes people think that the person who they met at 25 or 30 is going to be that same person at 45 and 50, and that's just not going to happen, right? Anyway, child. Lenny, girl, Lenny in the hot mic moment. Lenny, let me tell all y'all hoes something. If anybody is in the house from Bravo, Truly Original, whoever produces the show, bitch, it's always gonna be recorded. Lenny, it don't matter how. Let me tell you, I don't listen to my TV. I hate loud TVs, girl. I know I was about to go into a whole rant. I hate loud TVs, girl. Like my brother-in-law, he listened to his TV like he at the goddamn movie theater. Girl, okay, girl, I keep my TV like on 15. To some people that's too low, but I can hear. I just hate loud TVs. Lenny, no matter how much you whisper, girl, even when my TV been as low as it was, bitch, I still heard what your ass said. Because all they did was crank. Turn up the volume, girl. Turn up the volume on his ass. Lenny in the back whispering, basically telling his homeboy that he probably going to be single in a couple of months. Nobody knows. He's not sleeping with Lisa at the moment because he's sleeping with his new, I guess, the new mistress, and that, he feels, because he cares about the mistress so much, if he was to sleep with his wife, girl, that would feel like he's cheating on, I think he said cheating on the mistress. He didn't call her the mistress, but girl, that's what she is, girl. Lenny, you a hot ass mess. I mean, I will say this though. This ain't to give him no goddamn props. Please don't get it twisted. I was like, at least he not out here slanging dick to the wife and to the side chick. Because, the last thing you want to do is, one thing, you're already cheating on your wife. It's another thing for you to potentially put your wife's health at risk. You know what I'm saying? Because you out here slanging dick all around Miami, and then you don't know who she fucking. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the side chick. You don't know who she having sex with. So at least he's not having sex, basically putting Lisa's health at risk by having sex with a side chick, then going home having sex with her. Other than that, he still ain't shit. He still ain't shit. Girl, when I tell you he was in there whispering, like, girl, Bravo wasn't gonna hear you. Girl, Bravo heard exactly what you saying, bitch. And they was probably gagging. Can you imagine, bitch? Can you imagine being some of the producers on set and, bitch, you hearing that conversation, bitch, gagged? Girl, bitch, I would have been around that corner. Get it out. Bitch, get it out. Bitch, get it out. Okay, bitch. Bitch, I said, Lenny done lost 16 pounds because he done got with this young whore. Girl, he done got with this young whore. And girl, He done got some energy, done lost a couple of weight, lost a few pounds. He over there fucking that whore. Lenny, you ain't shit. Lisa, girl. And Lisa outside talking about, girl, me and Lenny, we done had our ups and downs, but we made it through, and we don't believe in the divorce. Girl, you don't? Ask your husband. Oh, girl. All right, I'm gone, y'all. Bye.